Hello, welcome to No Name Podcast, episode 109. I am your current, only, constant. We'll see where this keeps going. Host Ricky. I know it's been 2 months since we've done an episode and everything, and a lot has changed. A lot has gone. A lot has happened. But I will say you can say it's been we've taken break, we've done this, there's been times that we wanted to do a couple of on coming back, but didn't think that was good timing. A lot of stuff happened personally and stuff, so we're just trying to get things settled. Because here the one thing I will say is that I didn't want to stop doing this after a few things that had happened. I wanted to keep doing this, but I wanted to figure out how to do this correctly. And there are gonna you'll notice the changes if you're watching here on YouTube. If you haven't seen anything on that, I know on the audio front there's nothing been released. That's totally expected when you're not doing podcasts frequently anymore for a couple months. So, but we're back for sure. uh I will start off with a few things to well most this is pretty much what this episode's going to be about. um what's happening, what we're gonna do, and we'll probably talk about a few things to get everything going and all that stuff. But first things first, uh as you know, there is me still here doing everything. Arturo, um on some point he's done some things and all that stuff. I'm as much as I would have loved to say what it is, I don't want to do that to him. And he's always I will say he's always welcome to be back. It's nothing bad or anything like that. It's something of a personal choice of a decision he made for what he wants to do for his life, and that's totally understandable. Manny, still with us. We are planning on doing some things for for the channel, and particularly, he may be on the podcast here and there, but particularly though how the content's going to roll out now. Podcast is still going to be every 2 weeks. I will be the main host, and everything, and then we're going to be talking about just stuff watching, what's been going on in certain places in certain areas of the world. Mainly, particularly, we're gonna be talking about movies, TV, anime, if from what we watch, stuff we watch. Talk about some sports, everything, some other things, maybe some tech and all that stuff to explore, expand it out. So there's gonna be a lot of variety on this, and particularly the sports show is gonna be still happening. Again, it is talking about planning the because I want to keep that a once a month thing, so that way we have stuff to talk about throughout the month. Because we are now on the sports front, we are basketball, hockey's about to end. We're currently going through baseball and soccer, MLS in particularly, because most of the international leagues are ending or have ended, and so it is going to be a bit slow news front unless you talk about the off season and stuff like that. And then of course football season will start pretty soon later in the summer. For that stuff in particular, but that is still going to be the all end all sports show. There'll probably be some stuff that'll be brought up here on the podcast itself if there's anything interesting that's happened between episodes, but we'll keep that going. Um, Again, as I said, sports show is still going to happen, monthly show, and then of course we're going to be talking. Of course, like I said, this is going to be every 2 weeks and all that stuff, and for that stuff to happen. So, well, of course, YouTube, Anchor, Spot. Well, now Anchor is now Spotify for podcasters now. So that's anyways, it's going to be on Spotify no matter what. It's going to be on Spotify. We're going to be on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts for the audio listeners, and particularly in many others that are where we're available on. On the YouTube front, the No Name Entertainment channel, and particularly again, like I said, we will have the podcast, we'll have the sports show monthly. Reactions are coming back. I think this week, if you're happen to be watching or listening to this episode on its release, we Manny and I planning on doing recordings for reactions, and it is going to be the return of Grim after a very long hiatus and everything. We're gonna finish season one for real this time, um, and everything like that. I apologize for anyone that happened to that and then saw that we stopped that abruptly. Again, we there's a lot of things that happen in our personal lives, in particularly for us three or overall, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get things done. And again, I apologize for that. Um, but we want to make sure we don't want to do this. We want to make sure we do everything right. We want to make sure there's something to keep this going. We still want to I we still want to keep this going. You know, we wouldn't believe the number of times Manny is always like giving me these like promotional stuff or like logo changes and all that stuff, and I'm just like, dude, can we just keep let's enjoy what we have right now and everything. And I don't mean that as like to as a as like like I don't like them. It's like I do, but it's just like I'm fine with what we have and all that stuff. And I think it's a nice starting point and all that stuff. So yeah, no brain changes or anything like that. Was for sure on that stuff, and I want to keep that going because I do want to keep. I like what we have right now and all that stuff. I do like what we have and everything. Will probably be like alterations and all that stuff to the current stuff we have. But you know, as you'd see if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see the whole how everything looks from on a formatting video. How this looks now. The 2 screen, 3 screens that's gonna still there depending when. Well, 2 screen in particular when Manny's gonna get on an episode and everything. If when Arthur comes back, he'll probably and then we'll all three of us will have that and everything. And then there's gonna be some change. There's gonna be stuff. If you haven't been watching the YouTube channel recently in the last couple of months since then, there has been slowly trickling. There has been some content on there. I have been doing movie trailer reactions to that, for that, and that they've been on the channel. If you haven't, go ahead and give them a look if you want to. So there has been content on the YouTube channel front at least, because that's mainly particular what we're trying to plan on doing. Because we have our podcasts, we have our shows, we have some additional content such as reactions, whether it be me doing movie trailer reactions, Manny and I, or whoever else is going to be doing reactions to shows and movies soon, pretty soon. Yes, we're the idea is to do movies also. We're trying to figure out the thing is because also I do all the editing for all our stuff. Um, so the one thing I want to do, like, and again, I don't know. This probably depends on after we finish Grim. Is do it how most reaction channels do it now. It's just It's a highlight one or something, and then somehow figure out something to do with the full thing. I don't know yet. It's something in the back of my mind, but we'll figure out where that goes. But for sure, how we did Grim, we just did the whole episode and we posted it. We're still gonna do that for season one. For future content, we're still gonna decide on what that happens and everything. I don't know yet, but keep on the lookout for that because that is gonna happen. For that stuff. Again, like I said, we've done trailer reactions. I've done trailer reactions so far. Another thing, I don't. There'll be times when I release them on the day it came out, or if not, the next day. So don't expect an instant one. Those coming instantly and all stuff. Give it time because like a lot of stuff. Again, there's a lot of stuff we do outside of this. For that. So now the one thing I happened to I want to talk about is so as I mentioned for the podcast, I talked about what we'll be on here. Was of course movies, TVs, sports, tech, some other things maybe. I didn't mention gaming. So what the plan is, I'm gonna do a new show, uh, dedicated for gaming. It's gonna be me, one man show, much as it is on the podcast. Though we'll have Manny and Arturo when they can join us and everything. So the gaming show is the gaming podcast is gonna happen. It's I'm gonna record it. So the plan I want to do is I'm thinking about shifting the dates. So Tuesday would be the podcast, Thursday would be the game show. Thing is though, the game show will probably be actually weekly, and because it is something it's kind of a passion project of mine in a way, but I want to keep doing it. And I'll talk about more in depth what made me wanted to do it when the first episode comes out. So and that will be Friday, June 1st. No, second, June 2nd. So this will be on the Wednesday. This and then that will be on the Friday and all stuff. So and the reason why I'm doing that is because I just that way we have something set on those 2 days. Because have I was thinking doing Wednesday and a Friday, but I feel like that doesn't it's not gonna work, especially with gaming news, because you don't know what's gonna happen between and all that stuff. Because if I record on a Thursday, release it on a Wednesday on a Friday, I may get everything, but I might be missing stuff, but a lot more stuff. But the thing is, since because I do go to the movies on Thursday nights if it's new releases, so I don't want to miss something. Having to record on Wednesday, miss something on the Thursday, and then boom, so weird. But so I think that's what's gonna happen. So Tuesday and Thursday, starting next week, actually. Starting on the next next week we'll get a gaming show next, not a podcast. Thinking that through again. Sorry. But yeah, so this week it'll be Wednesday. So of course, the regular Wednesday for the podcast, and then on Friday would be our first episode for the gaming show. And what will happen after that again? But the next week it'll just be a gaming show, which will be on a Thursday, which will release on a Thursday, and that way it's fine because it's once a week anyway, so it wouldn't matter as much. Uh, and then next week we'll begin. Well, then of course next week will be two shows. So there's that stuff happening. But that's the plan. That's what we have for content. Very excited for everything. I'm sorry and everything for this stuff. Um, this again. It's again we're not leaving. Nothing's and all that stuff. We're adding. It's finally that time where I feel like it's we gotta I gotta start pushing more of this, doing this more because I want to see where this. Actually, I want to see where this grows, and we gotta figure out. I know one of the things I mean, I was never against it. It's just more of the fact of how to distribute it was doing social media. Um, and I somewhat have an idea. Don't know yet if how we're gonna do it, but we'll see where it goes. Because one thing also I gotta edit content for this stuff. A lot of content, not just full episodes. We gotta do shorts and all that stuff if we want to do that and everything like that. TikToks if we want to do that. Post stuff on Instagram if we're gonna go with that. And I think Twitter's gonna be interesting. A lot of stuff. How I want to promote that on Twitter, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that stuff. But yeah, if you haven't already, again, so podcast still the same. New day will be on Tuesdays every 2 week, every 2 weeks, every other Wednesday. The sports show will happen once a month, as always. The reactions will we are doing. Of course, we've already started doing movie trailers. We'll probably be starting game trailers. Well, we already have some in the pipeline. I just need to upload them in. You'll probably see that this week if you haven't already, since we've already had some gaming stuff that's happened. And of course, TV show reactions do return with completing season 1 of Grimm. After season 1, we're gonna evaluate if we want to continue doing Grimm. I'm gonna be honest. As much as I enjoyed season 1 from that first part, it the the content itself, along with me enjoying my interest in the show, hasn't been as much after when we had to stop. Is and all that stuff. I'm willing to do this to finish it because I feel like it's needed and all that stuff. And then plus, Manny can't stop bugging me about it. But hey, that's Manny in general. I'm just kidding. Um, but I do want to finish that, and then we are gonna assess. We're gonna feel like we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do. I think what's gonna happen is we're probably gonna do shows where it's me and Manny, or then shows where it's just gonna be me and all that stuff. We'll probably do a couple starting to do just me, just to get the vibe of what to get practice on what we want to do. But other than that, and then of course the gaming show. every third first episode will be on Friday, June 2nd, and then it will be every Thursday after that. And so and all that stuff to keep everything going. So again, I do these I don't record I record I mostly record these shows the day before, and then that way they come out the next day. Uh the idea of doing live episodes have come a thought, but I don't know yet. And I want to see how that goes first. And I want to see how all that goes. But that's neither here or there. Let's let's get into some stuff. Let's talk about some things about what's going on. Sorry, I have to check my phone now and then because I don't know. I'm afraid of an emergency to happen. For those who are audio listeners, sorry. If you're watching this on YouTube, my apologies again. But yeah, so I'm not gonna. We're gonna talk this. What we're gonna talk about is so far we're already at the halfway. We're already getting towards the halfway mark of the year, and of course, the one things we always talked about were movies and all that stuff. And so far, I think so far it's been a pretty decent, good movie so far. I think I've missed some that I haven't got to seen, and but so far what I have seen are Puss in Boots, which came out the end of 2022. Megan, Ant-Man, Quantumania, Scream 6, John Wick 4, Creed 3, Dungeons and Dragons, Super Mario Brothers movie, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Volume 3, uh, Fast 10, and the live action Little Mermaid. Uh, so like I said, it's been a good time seeing movies on my standpoint. I know I feel like I'm missing some, and I'm checking my AMC app to double check of what I've probably missed so far. Uh, Evil Dead Rise is one that I know I've missed, and I think that's it. I think Evil Dead. Oh, Air I haven't seen yet. That's on Prime Video now, so I can go ahead and check that out. I feel like I'm missing some and all stuff. Yeah, but just two movies in particularly: Evil Dead Rise and Air, which I know Air is on Prime Video now. So if you haven't seen it yourself, go ahead. It's on Prime Video. If you already have that available to you, get that checked out. Um, so far, here's what I'll say. It's I've seen these many movies so far, and I think I can validate a top five right now at the moment. These are not in any particular order right now at the moment because I'm not going to put a slate up actual number to them. But my top five right now, which and will probably surprise a few, um, is Mario, of, cour- uh, of course, Scream 6, Creed 3, The Little Mermaid, to to shock everyone, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, if I had to put a top on, like, say, for number one so far this year, in my honest opinion, um, that is Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It is amazing. I love every bit of it. Oh, I need to see it again, really, and all that stuff because I just, oh. Now, what about everything? So, so you could say Fast 10, despite the reviews of what everyone says, Creed 3, John Wick 4, Scream 6, and particularly those ones, and Ant-Man 2. Uh, it is a very tight race out being outside of that top five and everything because I enjoyed all the movies that I've seen so far have been very good, and I very much enjoyed seeing them. Of course, what I have upcoming. By the time if you haven't already seen this episode, I will see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse this week. The following week would be Transformers, and I think 2 weeks after that, and all that stuff will be the Flash. So I'm gonna see those three movies in June for sure. And everything. I got my ticket reserved from the AMC app on the AMC app since I have AMC A list, which is a very good deal. Highly recommend it for people who go to the movies a lot. And I will say it's like I will. So the reason why here's the thing, Little Mermaid did surprise me um, for that one, and that one was kind of on a whim. My niece had her kindergarten promotion, and that was the movie she wanted to see. So we went me and the family went to go check that out, and I didn't have any expectations. I never have any expectations on the live action Disney movies in particularly on all stuff because I've always going into the inclination of you're not there's it's not going to be a one to one comparison of the animation. There'll probably be a few things that are missing, probably a few things that they didn't want to include because of certain things maybe. Um, and the Little Mermaid, I'm not gonna say it's the least of the favorites of the animation movies of other live action. It's not my least favorite of the ones that have been turned into live action, but it is a movie that was enjoyable and also and I did like and everything and everything. But again, I didn't go into it not watching the animated one beforehand. Uh, but the thing was, I was watching that movie and I was like, "This is cool. This is actually good." I enjoyed the music. Some of the songs didn't had felt off at certain times in certain spots. Under the Sea is a perfect example of that. I will admit, and everything. I love if what can I say? I think everybody, all the people who I think it's her name Halle Berry. I think the name is, if I'm saying her name correctly, because I also played Ariel, magnificent, terrific singer. The person who played Prince Eric, amazing. I don't know if I'm in the minority on this, but the person who played Sebastian, I don't know the actor's name at the time right now at the moment, but I liked him a lot. I liked him. He was funny. He had his moments. I know people are don't like the fact of how Flounder looks, but at the same time, when I see it, it's just like, yeah, this works. This can work. This works in live action. I don't know how you would do a one to one replica of it. Maybe there's probably people who would do it, but I think Flounder was fine. Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, amazing. Um, but overall, it was a good movie. I had a great time with it, and it's in my top five because I had a good time with it. For it, I had a good time. But yeah, uh, that's pretty much it on that. Uh, Again, like I said, Cross the Spider Verse, Rise of the Beast, The Flash. So the Flash one in particular, I remember I said this in earlier episodes during the issues with Ezra Miller going through some stuff that I probably wasn't going to see it. It was more leaning to no or no because, and of course, there was no trailer out at the time too. I mean, there was one a long time ago before we seen the more recent ones, but seeing the recent one and there is a reaction trailer to it, it kind of changed my mind and all that stuff. Like, okay, I'm gonna give this shit a shot and all that stuff, regardless of everything else that was brought up about it. And it, it I'm I'm excited, but I don't know at the same time. It's just like hopefully don't mess it up. Now there's been reviews, not reviews, but people have been talking about it and saying it's actually pretty good. So we'll see what happens there. Transformers: Rise of the Beast to bring that up. Beast Wars. That's all I gotta say. To it. That's the only. This is the reason why I'm excited for this movie because we have the Beast Worker. We have Optimus Primal, Cheetor, Rhinox, Air Razors in this also. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, for this stuff, I'm excited to see of where this new. I believe it's a new storyline. And all that stuff. So it's not a. It's a somewhat of a reboot, but apparently it's supposed to still connect to the movies from Michael Bay. I don't know. I'm not gonna get myself into that stuff right now at the moment. But I'm excited for it. The trailer looks awesome. I will say, because I've seen like video reactions to that trailer, I'm surprised, and I don't know if people watched, and I don't know if they're not familiar with a lot of Transformers cartoons a lot. I was surprised about when they teased in the trailer Anthony Ramos' character getting the armor and all that stuff because it is a thing in Transformers in the cartoons at least and for certain characters. and everything. And I did a recent binge of Transformers. I did Beast Wars all seasons, and I did the whole Unicron trilogy cartoons. Like it was Energon, Armada, and I forget the other one. And I binged all those particularly and all that stuff because I was at that fix after seeing the first trailer. It was very excited for me to see. So that was pretty cool to check out. Um, but no, and of course Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I mean, the sequel to the highly anticipated Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I am planning to watch that the night before I go watch the movie. As a refresher, I've been doing this whole lately. I've been doing with certain movies that have been coming out. I've been doing like refreshers to them just to get like an idea. I haven't done it to all of them, but I've done it to some. I did it for Creed. I did it first because I saw one and two before I saw that. Ant Man. I did. I didn't with the MCU in particularly. I didn't do all. I just did Ant Man one, Ant Man two, um, and then of course Infinity War and Endgame just to get the vibes going and all that stuff. And I was gonna do something about like keeping it more of a or because with Quantumania there's kings in the movie, so I was thinking about doing the last episode of Loki in the first season, just to get the idea of the multiverse and kind of things and all that stuff. But I didn't do it and all that stuff. But I didn't do. I did it for Guardians. I saw one, two. I saw one, two, Infinity War, Endgame, and the holiday special. That's how I did it for that one. Um, I didn't. I kind of. The one thing I was when I was like thinking of what to do, like watch along. Well, what to watch before you see the movies, because I was also planning on posting these on like social media just for fun. Um, the one thing I was kind of had a hard time was do I add Ragnarok to it because they're only in the beginning of the movie and it feels like there's not much there to add to it. Especially after watching Guardians 3, it feels like you can I feels like it confirms that of making that more of an optional pick watch than a recommended watch to do that. And but yeah, so if you haven't seen them, if you haven't seen Guardians yet, the recommended watch is Guardians 1, 2, Infinity War, Endgame, and the holiday special. For those to get you idea to if you're just to get you caught up, or if you want to just feel like get that remembrance of the characters and everything and and all that stuff. It was worth it too, especially for Guardians. I didn't do it for Fast. Um, I didn't do it for Fast because the thing is now that because it's in the we're in the last set of movies for it. It was like, do I keep going? Do I not? I don't know. And then now it's rumored to be a trilogy. These last movies is now a trilogy instead of a two-parter. So it's gonna be interesting of what to do with that. It's gonna be interesting what to do with that. And I'm kind of glad I didn't do it because especially how Fast 10 ended. So we'll see what that. But if it is gonna happen, I think for me, what I no, because the thing was, do I watch all eight? I mean, all nine. Well, now 10 movies when the next one comes out. Which, by the way, 2025. Did you not think of starting that sooner? Because you're making a trilogy. I'm like, you're gonna make you wait 2 years for this? I don't know. And everything. I'm like, I think you could have found a way to get that going to like at least start shooting at least and get some shots in and all that stuff. I mean, people are busy. I get it and all that stuff. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like 2025. You're gonna make wait 2 years for this. And wait another 2 years if this is supposed to be a trilogy. I don't know about that now. But hey, it's not me. I don't make the decisions at Universal, and I'm not Vin Diesel. I can't tell Vin Diesel what to do and all that stuff. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is and everything. Um. Okay. Um, I look at a news piece because I'm looking at a rundown, and it was like there's one. I kept one thing in here from what I had previously originally when we were originally supposed to come back. Um, I guess I could talk about it. Scott Pilgrim anime is coming from it's coming to Netflix. Uh, what's the awesome thing about this when this got announced is the fact that every single cast member from the 2010 live action movie are will be the voices of of their character in the anime. So I am so excited because I love that movie. Like 20 that movie when that movie came in 2010, it was I was surprised that it did not do well. Of course, it went against Expendables that weekend, and that's fine. I get it's an action movie and all stuff and all stuff. Now, if you want, it's like you want to see like an actual good movie, that was it that weekend. That was it, and for that stuff. So my theory or what I think could happen is this could either be a continuation from the movie, or they might just pretty much it's like a whole new thing in itself and everything, and it's starting from the beginning. Like if you're gonna give me the first movie in a long form animation form, I'm all for it. In all honesty, and all that stuff. It's very fun. Love that movie to death, and I'm very excited to see what happens next for it. For that. Other than that, speaking of anime, I finally made the decision. So I I know of anime. I don't watch a lot of anime, and I'm upset. It upsets me sometimes because I don't watch a lot of anime, and I've always tried to get back in. I've always for the last couple years, especially since the pandemic, when we're all home, I've been wanting to get back into anime and all that stuff. And watched I've watched Demon Slayer. I have not watched the current. I've only seen the first episode of the new current season that's happening right now. I've seen Jujutsu Kaisen, which was awesome. I think these are like there are a lot of old. Demon Slayer is a newer one. Jujutsu Kaisen is an older one, but the movie had came out last year, so I saw that. That was awesome. My Hero Academia. I have not finished the latest season. I'm still early in that, and I'm still a lot of. I've seen Cowboy Bebop for the first time ever. Uh, After seeing the Netflix series, of course, for those who don't know, I'm the only one out of the group that saw it, and I totally understand the gripes of why the Netflix show is not good and all that stuff and everything. I mean, if anything about the Netflix show for me is like it got me to watch the actual anime one, and I loved every minute of it. I enjoyed it very much, and all that stuff, which again gives reminds me why people didn't like the Netflix version and all stuff, and it's all reasons given. Will I watch the live version again? No. Uh, but hey, it is what it is, and and also, but there is a show. Well, I mean, I've seen Naruto. I finished that one. It's Shippuden. It's hard to watch Shippuden, especially after watching all of Naruto, where there's so much filler and all that stuff. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't mind filler, especially if you're giving context to certain things. Don't do it. The thing is, when an episode how they run, don't do it in between something that's happening and all that stuff. Like the thing was with Shippuden, in particularly, they always did it in between a big fight, and it's like 6, 7 episodes long. I could be wrong on that number of episodes. So it's like it kind of like the uh your excitement dwindles down to when you get to that point. It's like, oh yeah, this is here. That was my gripe about fillers, well, Naruto in particularly. But let's not hear that. Um, I've I've begun the journey of of what is the One Piece. So right now, I've completed. I think I started at the end of March. I want to say end of March, early April, and I am currently at 857 episodes completed. Uh, Out of 1,050 something, I think it is. And I know there's new episodes every. There's been new episodes too. Every week, I get that notification letting me know of and all that stuff. So it's like I feel like I'm getting towards that part, and I'm not, but I'm not, but it's adding more and more because there I do take breaks and for that stuff because I was like I because I would say the first couple days I just went right through it and everything. So I was like, but yeah, so I'm watching One Piece currently. Uh, the goal is to finish it. So I'm think for the movies, I'm just gonna watch Red. I'm not gonna watch the other ones. I know movies are typically non-canon in anime, I believe, but I don't know. I don't know that for sure. Um, but I will say this show is freaking amazing and all that stuff. It's worth the journey to go through to go through this and all that stuff. The fact that I'm I I'm already near the somewhat towards the end, getting to the end, or in a way, like to to be all caught up and everything is crazy. Um, I will say, my favorite arc so far, pretty much from Water Seven to Sabayoti, before the time jump, are is my favorite thing of the show. Is what I love the most and everything. Post time skip and all that stuff. And apologies for not if you ever watch this and all that stuff. Everything's good, but it's it's not grabbing me to the point of what those arcs did right now. But I don't know if I don't know. I'm just like hasn't gotten to me there yet. But I don't know. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. The current arc I'm in right now is pretty good, and I'm liking what I'm seeing and all that stuff. I will say I got played in a way. Like normally I can catch I got there's these things that you catch on and it's like cool, but I got played. I was like, oh no, I can't believe I got faked out on this. I'm not gonna spoil it or anything like that. But I'm having a blast with One Piece. I'm looking forward to finishing that. My Hero Academia, I need to get back into that for the season to finish. Still looking, I have a bunch of other animes I need to watch that I need to get back in that I need to start doing too before everything else. I know there's a new season of Jujutsu Kaisen coming soon, which I'm very looking forward to. So that's gonna be awesome. But and everything. But I'm having a blast. I'm having a great time and all that stuff. And yeah, this is me catching up with you guys, letting you know what I've been doing. Uh, on the gaming front, though, you will find out more on our first episode of the game show to let you know more about that. But we're actually going to end it here. This is going to be a very shortened episode and all that stuff, which probably more will probably be like that more and more and all that stuff with these since it's only just me and figuring out getting all the topics that we can for what we can talk about coming soon and next in the next episode. But for sure, the gaming world and the game on the gaming side, you'll probably hear a lot more about stuff and what I've been doing and what's going on there. But other than that, this has been the No Name Podcast, episode 109. Uh, I'm your host, Ricky. It's good to be back. Hopefully, we'll see you again. Now, again, the rigmarole to bring this in and how this is going to work. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for the notifications so that you know when we go live. If you're going to always drop comment, let us know about what you think about the episode. Let us know about what you've seen so what have you watched, like movies, TVs. What are your favorite things so far? There's a lot of stuff I haven't talked about because I watched a lot of stuff and everything like that. And for that particularly, I'm probably going to say that for the next episode because like here's the thing, one of the topics I was going to put in was Ted Lasso and everything, but the finale is tonight after it's later tonight after I record this, and I was like, I could talk about it now, give it before, but I'm decided to, you know what, save it off for the next episode, and we'll talk about it there and all that stuff. But again, uh, if you're in the comments, Let us know what you think about Ted Lasso, what about the season, what you're excited for, and all that stuff. No spoilers though, because that's all it is. But anyways, again, if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment what you like and everything like about what you like about the episode, anything you're excited for on movies, TV, and all that stuff. Anime, what recommendations? Anime recommendations, that'll be nice. For that, audio listeners, if you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and particularly, I think Google Podcasts have it. If not, I'm gonna have to double check that. Don't forget, you can like, rate the episodes and all that stuff. They very much appreciate it, particularly for those four right there, because it does help us out. We get reached out and all that stuff. It helps us get into the algorithm of things and everything like that, and we get more noticed and all that stuff. Oh, excuse me. Um, Socials, be on the lookout for when those will go live. I think you might see them in the YouTube version, but we don't know. I don't know yet. And everything for that stuff. And yeah, uh, that's everything. That's everything that's there. Probably missed some things, but hey, gotta get. I'm rusty. We'll get back. Be better the next time. But other than that, my name's Ricky. This has been the Norman Podcast. Catch you next time. Peace.